Hey everyone, so today on this nice day we decided to head down PCH and we're going to the American Abalone Farms. With the recent news of the abalone season being closed until 2021, we decided to get our abalone in a more sustainable way. And now we're gonna head into the farm stand, and they have some dried abalone shells for sale, as well as a lot of meat products like crab meat, cooked Dungeness crab, cooked rock crab, even abalone steaks. And then they also have live abalone, ranging from small to large sizes, and also oysters available for shucking. And they even have a live lingcod today, and of course Dungeness crab.
The small guy's about 2 years old. The large one is probably 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
They grow very slowly, obviously. Like, this is not that much size for 6 years of growth. And after they get about this big, they slow down, so their growth actually gets like slower. They'll get to maybe 12 inches at the largest, and they'll just keep getting older.
And how long would that take to get to 12 inches?
Probably 15 years, maybe.
Okay.
So like, they'll be most actively reproducing when they're small like this, not when they're big.
Oh, okay. And then I heard you mention to the other guy that sea urchin population is definitely one of the reasons, or a big reason, right?
Yeah, the sea urchins destroy the habitat.
Yeah. So you can just imagine this one took 6 years, so the ones that you see in the wild that are legal, or that used to be legal to catch, they take a lot more time to grow to that size. So we just bought our abalone and we're gonna sit down. They have a nice little kind of seating deck for us to try it. And so Sam, who works here, taught us a little bit about abalone and helped us slice it up. And he said that if we eat it raw, we don't really need to tenderize it. And he also lovingly provided us with the stomach, which he says is full of kelp, and that people don't always eat, but we can if we want. So you want to try some?
Yeah, try some regular.
Regular.
Ooh, whoops.
It's a little slippery and slimy.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's crunchy. But
Was it as tough as you thought it was gonna be?
I feel like when they talk about it, they say it's really tough, and I guess maybe when you have it in a larger size, I can see it being really tough, but because it's smaller, it's much more easy to manage, and it's actually nice to have a little texture.
This is what it looks like. I really like it. It's kind of like, there's also a little bit of saltiness. It's almost like, I'm trying to compare it. It's like a tough clam almost, but it is a sea snail, and you can eat it raw, or people like to fry it, deep fry it. And this is the stomach. It's really green and kind of gross looking. That little, like a little mucus looking. And I'm gonna, yeah, sure, I'll just go for it. Okay.
Your face says it's bad.
It's like coating my tongue.
Oh.
It's like really thick. It actually tastes like an oyster a little bit, but just the look of it, the mucusy kind of, it looks kind of disgusting, but it's actually not bad.
No.
So try it maybe. Disregard my face.
I think we're gonna head out now and try and cook this up in our own kitchen, make some sushi, so let's go. We
opted to get 2 live small abalone, and each of these was about $5. Honestly, pretty fair price considering these are about 2 years old to grow. We're gonna make abalone nigiri today, and we're gonna do it 2 ways. We're gonna have one that's just gonna be removed from its shell and then just kind of sliced up and put on some sushi rice. And then the other one, we're gonna do the same, but we're gonna have it tenderized after it's cut up, just because abalone is a little tough, so we wanted to see if tenderizing it when eating raw would actually make a difference. Here you can kind of see, that's the front. You can kind of see its mouth right there. It's a little dark, but it's kind of like detaching itself from its shell. We're gonna be scooping it out of its shell, and we're gonna be leaving its stomach lining, which is right here, in the shell. So now we're gonna clean out the abalone a little bit and slice it on a diagonal so we can eat it nigiri style. With abalone, when you're cleaning and cutting it, you'll notice that there's one side with holes. That's where the stomach lining is gonna be in, right here. And what we're gonna try to do is remove the abalone meat from the shell by just cutting through the muscle in the middle. So by doing that, we're not gonna be using this really sharp knife. We're gonna be using a butter knife. And we're gonna be putting the side with the stomach and the holes closer into our palm. And we're gonna be using this butter knife, and because it's not too sharp, we're gonna have to use a little bit of force to cut through the muscle. And after doing that, the stomach will still be attached to the shell and to the meat, and we're just gonna remove the meat directly from it. And then, as you can see, it's removed. And the stomach lining right here is still attached though. So what we can do is just hold on to the stomach lining with our thumb and just kind of pop it out. And there you go. And the meat is separated from the shell. And this front part facing towards the camera is where its face is and where the teeth is, antenna. So what we're gonna do is just slice that right off. There is a tooth there, so obviously we're not gonna be eating that. Let's just put that to the side. And then what we're gonna do is, because the abalone is so slippery, we're gonna make sure we have a firm grasp on it. And we're gonna slice it on a diagonal fairly thin. And here we have it. Our abalone is all sliced up. This is going to be our control, where we're just going to eat it as is on top of the sushi rice as nigiri. And we're going to do the same for this, but what we're going to do is tenderize it. We're going to tenderize it because a lot of people sometimes don't like the texture of how crunchy it is and how kind of tough it is, but we're just going to use this kind of rolling pin to make it a little softer and hopefully a little tastier. So I'm just going to do it kind of crudely and just bash it in. But first, we're going to put a towel over it so it doesn't go everywhere. Oh! It looks not bad. As you can see, it's definitely, compared to the control is definitely kind of like stiff, and this one's more tender. So I think it's a success.
Next, we're gonna make sushi rice. So I have 1 cup measured out, and I'm just gonna pour that in, add some water, and cook it on the stove. The rice just finished cooking, and we're gonna add in 4 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a pinch of salt. You can adjust that to how you like. And now I'm just gonna stir it all up. The sushi rice has kind of dried a little bit, so now I'm gonna try and make the little bases for the nigiri. I apologize in advance for anyone who actually makes sushi and knows how to do this. I tried to do it off camera, but it didn't come out so well, so this will be interesting to do. So I'm just gonna like wet my hands a little, just so they don't stick too much to the rice, and just grab a little bit, just because probably not gonna make it that big since these are kind of small pieces of abalone, and just try and shape it using 2 fingers to make the top kind of mountain shaped a little bit, and then flatten the bottom. Seems okay. I'm just gonna measure it on one of the pieces of abalone that seems to be still a little too big, but I think it's okay size. And I'm just gonna make a couple more of these, so we have 6.
And what we wanted to show you guys was a little mix-in that we got from Cloverfield Farms. Yes, it's a giant piece of vegetable. This vegetable is called Japanese mustard, and it has a very mild, but similar to wasabi, or kind of like a horseradish taste. It's a little spicy. And we're gonna substitute as our wasabi that Japanese restaurants would usually put in between the meat and the nigiri rice. And how we're gonna incorporate this is we're gonna use just a tiny little rip, kind of just the size of the rice, and we'll just put it right on the top. Fits perfectly. We'll just place a little piece of abalone on top. And we're gonna leave one of the untenderized abalone nigiri pieces without it, just so that we can taste it without the heat. And we'll do the same for the tenderized pieces. I'll just show you guys what it looks like a little closer. And then this is the giant Japanese mustard. This is literally just 1 stalk and 1 leaf. If you really want to calculate, you could probably make 1,000 pieces of nigiri just from that 1 leaf.
We plated this one kind of fancy. We put it in the shell with a little flour. It's another flour we got from Cloverfield Farms. It's a viola, and it's edible actually. So I think we're just gonna taste test these now. Cheers! I normally don't like wasabi, but I think that the mustard green is much more mild, so it's good for me at least. What do you think?
So this was the untenderized one, and yeah, the texture was actually still pretty good even without the tenderization. And I agree, the mustard wasn't too spicy. So if you're not like a spicy wasabi fan, then check out Japanese mustard, even though it's kind of difficult to find. But the second one is gonna be one tenderized and one untenderized, and it does not have the Japanese mustard on it. This is tenderized.
This is tenderized? Okay. It's pretty similar, but
Pretty similar.
no, I think I still prefer the untenderized one.
It's still a little crunchy, but
Yeah.
I know we're not usually spicy fans, but I definitely like the Japanese mustard underneath it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the first bite out of the untenderized one. That's plain. Still good.
Yep, still good.
I'm definitely an abalone fan.
Yeah, same.
And then our last taste test. These are tenderized ones. You can see it doesn't look as stiff. And this also has Japanese mustard in it. It's honestly personal preference. Like tenderizing isn't that much work, but the difference is like minimal. If you guys want to check out American Abalone Farm, definitely go down one. It's a scenic drive. So even if they're closed or you suddenly change your mind, at least you have a really nice drive. And it's in Davenport. Live small abalones are just $5, so not too bad. They'll teach you all about them, they'll let you hold them, and they'll slice it up right for you so you can eat it right there. So we definitely recommend it. And if you want to check out how we made this, we'll put in the description below the recipe, I guess just for the sushi rice and how to clean the abalone itself.
Also, shout out to Sam from American Abalone Farm for being awesome and helping us out today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
See you next time.
I'm gonna eat the stomach now. I really don't think it's that bad. I think it's very much like uni. I'm just gonna eat it. It's like syrup shrimp. I don't know. What do you guys think? Never had this? I think it tastes like syrup shrimp.
Yeah, so if you want, you can try that nasty little stomach, but...
It's much crunchier though and not as creamy as uni, but same taste.
Okay, so anyways, we do recommend both.